Hi everybody. Today is Tuesday, the 19th, and I'm back. I just had to sit before I started recording and think of the date because I've literally been in the bed since Sunday, I think. I've been kind of thinking about showing you all what happens at night. When I say what happens at night, I mean how my body comes alive at night, and that's normally when I try to do everything that I've been wanting to do. I try to do it then. Cooking, I'll do a lot of cooking and freezing. Like I said, I like to cook, so I'll do a lot of cooking and freezing. So days like this, when I don't feel good, I don't have to worry about cooking and stuff. And yeah, I think tomorrow they're talking about this bad ice storm that's supposed to be coming towards North Carolina. Oh, and like I told you all, we can generally feel things like 3 days before it happens. So I think I started feeling my back and stuff started feeling bad about Sunday. And in the bed, like the majority of the time since Sunday. And I've been hurting a lot. I've been having, typically people with fibromyalgia, we have a good side and a bad side. And my right side is my bad side. If I don't know if you all can see the tremors and stuff. This is something that came out after I got fibromyalgia. I never had an issue with tremors or anything. My doctor once told me that that's how my body is showing that it's in pain. And for me, my right side is my bad side. I mean, from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, my right side is my bad side. And it's only gotten worse since April. I'm eventually going to go more in depth in talking about service animals, but on April the 31st of last year, our local social services department, DCFF, whatever, I don't know, family and children, whatever, I don't know what you all call it in your areas, but I was visiting there to visit. Like I said, I used to be a social worker, and I miss my, if my good days, I try to stop by, or I may even have something that I need to take care of. And that particular day, I did have an appointment. And my dog, my Shih Tzu, Malaysia, is my service dog. And I was assault security officer. I thought it because of a 15-pound maybe Shih Tzu that I had every right to have. My dog, like I said, I'll go in more depth later about service dogs and how to get one, but this is a United States service dog registration card. My dog has her own freaking ID. So like I said, there was no cost for what happened to me, but we'll talk about that more later. Right now, let's talk about how weather and stuff affects the body. I don't know if all these meteorological terms are correct, but when the barometric system breaks down, meaning it becomes cold, you will tend to see a shift in our bodies. I have friends, hey, Natural Essence in Chicago, and I'm like, I don't know how they do it. Right now it's like 0 below there. I don't know how. My heart goes out to you. I don't know if I would be able to do it. I really don't. And North Carolina winters aren't that bad. But, like I said, I've been in the bed since. My back hurts a lot. It feels like hot grease is being poured down my spine, if you can imagine that, or as if somebody has gripped my spinal cord and is ripping them out. And since the assault, the officer, we're not even gonna call him an officer, we're gonna call him what he was, a flashlight cop, kneed me in my back several times. He kneed me in my back and lifted me up off the ground like 3 inches in a chokehold. Yeah. Ever since that happened, the pain is a lot worse. And even though it's almost been a year later, there's still some swelling and stuff like that on that side, and a lot of pain in my right hip area. I haven't felt this much pain since childbirth. It's almost like sciatica. That's a term you need to look up, because women tend to get that, especially after childbirth, is where the weight tends to come down and from your buttocks and sits on the nerve right up under your leg. It's after childbirth, at the age. So all you young girls out there, that's what you got to look forward to. Getting aging, because I'm 45 and I'm aging. I'm trying to age gracefully, but because of fibro, I'm not aging as gracefully as I may have wanted to a couple years ago. But hey, I won't complain. But normally I feel better, believe it or not, after the storm has come and passed. But you know what? That is how it is with life. When you know there's a storm raging, no matter what it is, you always feel better after the storm has raged, because you now know how to deal with it if it comes about again. But that's not the case with fibromyalgia. Every time a new storm rages, there's a new storm in my body. I never know what have. They're always different. This time it's my right hand, because you can see the tingling and stuff, and my right hip and leg. So that's what it is now. It's a lot of just pain, especially in my right hip, and the tingling in my two fingers, these two. And when I went to the pain clinic last time, my doctor said that that's a concern, because that's probably an issue with something in my neck. And if it's these two fingers, then it was something else, an issue with my back, I think he said. But there's no tingling here, but it feels like I got little tiny electric hooked up to my pinky and ring finger right now, so it's not comfortable. But I did get a little cooking done last night. Like I said, I like to cook. It is a meditation time for me, and it makes me feel halfway normal again. I like to cook, but I hate to feel unappreciated, because when I do cook, I just feel I go unappreciated, because it's something that I don't have to do, especially when I have a grown child. And she may be listening, but that's just how I feel. I don't have to cook for anybody but myself, but I'd rather cook for everybody and have her enjoy it. So just a little bit more appreciation would be appreciated now. But last night I made her baked chicken, and I made me and Nas curry chicken, and I made another macaroni and cheese, because the last one, it just got gone. and we had some leftover cabbage and stuff. So that was last night's dinner, and it's going to be tonight's dinner too. So that's what we had. I'm just waiting on this ice storm to come on and go so I can semi-feel normal or get back to feeling, semi-like myself. Because like I said, I have good days and I have bad days. And my pain level, believe it or not, I'm much more comfortable. Like I said, I have a high pain tolerance. I can deal with a 5 or 6. I really can. And I've seen people, a 5 or 6 will have them ready to just, jump off a building. But I don't know. It's high for me. But it like 7 and then 8, that's just real evil and just snappy. I mean, because I'm at that point at a pain level that I can no longer tolerate. So I try to stay to myself during those times. But if y'all see me look out in the distance, I'm sitting outside, and because I'm outside, I was born here in Durham. There's something else that we're going to get into later on. Some of the reasons why people say you have fibromyalgia. And one of them that may be an attributing factor to mine is my childhood of being a survivor of physical abuse and incest. And I was adopted, like one of my favorite YouTube family, the Grim Wade family. I just love that family. I've been binging on them the last 3 days that I haven't been able to sleep. So I'm so glad they're out there for me to watch. And the Mozzie Lee family, I just love the faith that they have. It just, I don't know. We have to have faith. And even on my bad days, I just have faith that it's going to be better than the day before. It can't get any worse than it was. So that's why I love them. I love watching their children, and they're just two beautiful families that I've been able to find. I think one in London and one is in the Maryland, DC, and both of them are interracial couples, and I may identify with that because I'm adopted. And my adopted parents are Caucasian. I am the only African-American child they have, so I'm special. I'm their little child. I love my mom and my dad. I don't know where I would be if it weren't for my mom and my dad. They are still supportive even at 45. I just don't know where I would be without my parents. Another YouTuber that I watch is Keisha Anderson, and they just had 2 new babies. Congratulations. And I just believe that. And their children were born premature, and these are all stories of faith. And I just found this little young couple called The Laws, and watching their faith as they deal with. They had a child they had twins a couple of months ago, and they lost one of their twins to SIDS. And I just thought that was just watching these young people and their faith. It just makes me hold on just a little bit more every day. So, yeah, this video is about faith and getting through to the next day. I do a lot of devotionals. And I do a lot of talking to God. And I know with the life that I had, if it weren't for God in my life, that I would just, I don't know where I would be, because I, as a social worker, have worked with all populations, and I'm just not a person that like gives a lot of excuses to people for some of the stuff they do, because I had a hell of a life, and I could have chosen to go down some of those paths. So whatever choice you make is a choice that you make. Everybody doesn't end up being saved and rescued like I was when I was adopted by my natural parents at 14. And some of you are saying, why so late? Honey, that's another story within itself. We're going to talk about adoption and interracial, and how a county blocked an adoption because of skin color. A whole county. Yes. I know you're like, how can you do that? But they did it. So, I'm gonna go now because I'm crying, and and even though this is a side of me, I just don't feel like crying tonight. So, y'all have a good night and be blessed.